Welcome to the Be What You Want podcast. Tonight I'd like to introduce my wife, Kyla Graves Hall. Welcome to the chat, my sweetheart.
Thank you, darling.
We thought we'd have a little chat about life, love and partnership, didn't we? And makes money things.
We did. We were having a chat in general and thought, let's share this with everybody. This could be of value to other people.
What is it you reckon that people get stuck on?
I think what's coming up for us is that people, friends, and others are getting stuck on self-care. How do I take care of myself, take care of my children, take care of my partner, and take care of myself at the same time? How do you fit this all into a day?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is something that you and I really value, and I think it's something that we've put a lot of effort into. So we thought we could share just our tips.
Because when self-care does not happen, I can only speak for me here because this happened to me plenty of times in the past where I'll get to a point of stress or overload or anger or even like depression or whatever it is, and I'll just tip over the wrong way. And then that can manifest in so many different ways, whether it be snapping at you, God forbid, occasionally the kids or even my friends, or not thinking so good about life or whatever. So what I love about our relationship is that you were able to call me on that and go, hey, you just need to take self-care right now. And I think having gone through a few iterations of that, now that doesn't really happen so much now because we're more proactive about it and we can go, oh, actually, no. It's like we can see a storm coming from a distance. Mm-hmm. The storm doesn't really arrive. And if it ever does, we quickly shoo it away because it's like, go, take your morning, go for a run, go for a walk. I've got the kids. This is your day.
Yes. And I think I recently told a friend, you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's so true. And what you and I have found to be of value as parents is alternating days. And this is a concept that came up for us early on in our parenthood journey of feeling stressed and feeling like we needed more time for ourselves, and but feeling selfish in doing so.
That's it, isn't it? That's one of the things. Feelings. So as a new parent, I remember this with our first son, Huxton. You feel guilty, don't you?
You feel guilty and selfish for taking time for you. But the reality is, if you don't have that well filled with self-care, then you can't give to others and you can't be your best version of yourself.
That guilt is multidimensional as well, because it's a guilt towards your partner. Like I remember in the past looking at you and go, my God, we just had a kid for the first time. I need to help her out. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good dad. So it's guilt towards your partner. It's guilt towards your kids. Because you want to be there, and it's also new, and maybe you're a parent for the first time or you got your second and it's just like so overwhelming like we've just had recently. So that guilt can come from within yourself when you're looking at your family and your friends around you in whatever kind of way, right? But then that's the irony, isn't it? That's the twist, that's the empty cup that you're talking about, because if you let it go too far, then actually you don't turn up as the best version of yourself.
I think the point is making an agreement, starting with making an agreement with one another. So our agreement is every other day is my day.
Yeah.
And so you wake up, you can look forward to that, you can plan for it, you can do all of these things to where it doesn't feel like you're taking away. You're not waking up feeling like you're taking away from the family. You wake up empowered, feeling like this is your day to shine, and knowing that the other day is your partner's time to shine. And so throughout the week, you both have equal time to give back and to shine.
And I get excited for you on your self-care day. So like I'll take a Monday, you'll take a Tuesday, I'll take a Wednesday, you'll take a Thursday, etc. Right? And the weekend we just kind of hang out. But I genuinely get excited for you because I know that you're going to get nourished, right? And I'm almost like kicking you out the door saying, I got the kids, it's fine. What do you need? You want a coffee? You know, it's in a loving way. It's like, this is for you, sweetheart. Go for it.
Yeah, and you are. And sometimes I think you need that. And you need that as a new parent. You need that as a as just you don't have to be a parent. You need that as,
boyfriend,
even if
girlfriend,
you can,
whatever.
yeah, if you can foster that
partner.
in any sort of relationship, whether it be, with your mother, you can go for say, hey, let's go for a walk and let's just connect and get out with one another, or hey, let me support you in that way.
Yes.
I think oftentimes if you invite someone for self-care,
yep,
they all of a sudden go, oh, you're right. Like,
right.
I am worth it. I am worthy of this time.
Right.
But people don't often take it for themselves.
Yes.
So in whatever partnership or relationship you may be in, or friendship, just encouraging someone else to take time for them is everything. Fundamental.
It's the proactive demonstration of care.
Mm-hmm.
You have, and the other person that's encouraging you is the one that has to step up often to proactively encourage them.
Mm-hmm.
I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I got you.
And I need that right now.
Right.
I have an 8-week-old. We have an 8-week-old.
Yeah.
And I feel that guilt and that pressure of, oh, she may need a feed, or she needs me right now. And it's often you just saying, get out. Like this will be of value to you, and then a value to our children and your day.
Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side, for the person that gets to take that self-care, I'm speaking for myself here, I'm so excited about it. As soon as, it's different. Like you can say, oh, family could come with us down the beach and I'll see you at the end of your run, but it's not the same. It's like, and this too, don't you? It's about, as a parent, it's just about being able to piss off for an hour and go do something and just get in the car and go,
truly step away, because I think as long as you're still in the unit, as joyous as that is, you can't disconnect. And oftentimes in our disconnect allows you to reconnect to your own thoughts and your own inspiration to come back and be able to share something, have something of value to share with others.
It's energy, and it's also time to reflect, time to get inspired, time to connect. And then if you draw a contrast, for example, like for all the parents out there listening to this, watching this, think about it when we first met, right? Such independent, individual people. We might, see each other all the time because it's great, forming love, it's the going out for dinners, and it's this and that. And in many ways you spend all the time in the world together, but actually there's so much time you don't spend together. And also if you're two professionals in any kind of a relationship, then you're each going to work perhaps for the day and you're coming back to your partner in one way or another. It's about that time away from one another. It means you've got something to talk about, something to contribute to the relationship. So I think for families, it can be out of a place of love, but then turning into guilt and then turning into negative forms of feelings. You can get to a place where it's just like, oh, actually, we're just all together too much, and I hate to say it, but it can turn into suffocation, can't it, for one's own nourishment? And that's the truth. That's
and you don't even realize it's happening until it's too late, which is oftentimes the problem. Is that all of a sudden you feel suffocated and you don't feel like things are right, and oftentimes it's just you need that moment to step away.
I draw the analogy of like when you got a toddler climbing over your neck and your back and a baby screaming and this and that, and you just want to go, give me a little bit of space.
You just need to take a break.
Now, you a parent, you need to take a break. Right, okay, interesting. So that's self-care.
And I think the age-old phrase too, distance makes the heart grow fonder, goes beyond just a heart space. It truly is distance for yourself.
Right.
Brings everything back into focus. Right.
And again, there's like a sliding scale, isn't there? Because I remember we call it BC, before children, right? I remember being
good old BC.
Good old BC. Dates and travel.
Dates.
And, all that wonderful stuff.
Extra money.
Travel.
And cute outfits. fun.
Eating out twice a week. Yeah, cute outfits, parties. Anyway, like, what I was going to say is that in a married, parental, having a kid dynamic, the amount of self-care actually, it's a sliding scale. Like when you were either single or BC or whatever it was, you might go take a whole afternoon for yourself or like a whole day. I'll see you next week, you know. But then it gets compressed as a parent because of course you've got responsibilities and you adore your partner, you adore your kids. But actually all you need is an hour. An hour.
Hour of power, baby.
Hour of power, top me up and I'm fine. Yeah. I'm a better person. I'm a better dad, better husband for you.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, we actually had a friend ask us recently, I'm tired at the end of the day. How do I fit in a workout and be a dad? My response to him was, it's interesting because it is individual. I said, well, look, if you are a morning person, then do basically what we just talked about, have a agreement and a way of doing things and a way of supporting one another in your partnership and get out there and do that. So I suppose that works for the morning. And I think for morning, I didn't used to think I was always a morning person.
I think you have to just be a morning person.
Yeah, that's interesting in itself, isn't it? I think it's kind of bullshit how people go, I'm not a morning person. I could get it. We can take time to wake up. And I'm definitely a morning person. I know that. I'm like a bunny.
It's all about priorities. So if you don't prioritize yourself, then nobody's going to prioritize you.
How can you also become a morning person though, right?
By having that drive and knowing your goals. If you have a goal, you're actually, if you're driven and you wake up and you know what your solution is, you know your why.
You see why.
Then you get out of bed and you do it.
That's it. And so I hope if anyone's watching this, then they can say, my why is to be a better partner, better parent, for example.
And to be a better version of myself, ideally. So
actually, even if you're not a parent, it's just a better version of yourself, right? Yeah.
To just go say, exactly, you don't have to be any of these things we're discussing. You can just be yourself. And if you wake up and you go, you know what, this morning I'm going to prioritize me. I'm worth it. I am good enough. And I am worthy of the best version of myself today possible.
And it's also about smashing through beliefs. Like I got to a stage of life for about a year where I was doing boot camp at 6 a.m. in the morning, and like jumping into the Sydney Harbour afterwards at 7 a.m. and going for a latte afterwards, and still had an hour before I had to leave for work. And I never thought I'd be that guy, but there I was getting up at 5 a.m. doing it. Because I think someone probably just challenged me to do it. I rose to the challenge and then I got into the habit for a year. And all of a sudden, I think I got a taste. And people talk about this all the time. You know, get up early because then you've got control of your day. You decide how your day is going to start. You're not in a rush. You're not, because if you get up too late, then you're in an adrenal stress response where you're trying to get out the door.
Well, I think even now, you and I, you know, certain mornings, it's like, you'll hear the kettle going and you go, wait a second, what is that? And then you think, oh, my partner's just gotten up to take time for them, just to have a coffee by yourself or just have a moment of peace and quiet to yourself before the whole house wakes up. You know, and even if that means sneaking out of bed at 5 a.m. to do so, or to have a lovely long shower because it just feels good and it makes you feel good and it sets you up for the day for success, then it's everything.
All right, so we talked about morning, we talked about know your why. Just to kind of, let's round off this conversation on self-care and maybe think about partners and maybe kids a bit. Like, so our friend asked us about, well, at the end of the day, I want to do a workout, but I'm tired. Some people do just prefer to do end of day. So like for that person, how can we help them?
Well, I think same thing. It's coming back to your why. And if your why is strong enough, you will make time and prioritize. So say you get off of work, you're feeling so tired, your natural pattern is to go home and to maybe lay on the couch and to watch some television.
Right.
or to just like relax with your partner, whatever it may be, to just smash through that.
Just smash through
and
that.
to just go, if I keep going along this path, I'm going to be the same person as I was today and as I was yesterday. I don't want to be that person. I have an opportunity to rise to the challenge and be a better version of myself. And therefore, right now, I choose to do something different. I choose to take this time for myself. I choose to take my hour.
Exactly. And let me layer on 2 extra levels to the why. So you got the why, beautifully said. Make time for you to the second level. Like if you're rushing to pick up your kid at 4 o'clock from daycare, well, how can you get to the gym at 3? So you've got time, right? Or whatever it is, right? So know your why, make time, and have an agreement with whoever it is in your life that you can make that happen together.
And most importantly, that's it. It's an agreement. So both parties are working together to make that goal happen. Because if there's a resentment or if there's
that's subtle, but that's a little.
It's subtle, but it builds.
Sneak in. I'm happy to say we don't have that, or if we do, we call it out and wipe it out quick. Call it out and wipe it out. I like that. Do like it's not a bit dirty. And actually, you know what? It's the final note too. It's been scientifically shown that the more you exercise, the more energy you have. So that's the irony, right? I'm tired. I don't have energy for this. Well, know your why, make time, have an agreement, have no guilt amongst your relationship. Go out and do it, and then you'll find that you will be more sprightly.
Yeah, and I think another suggestion too is how can you work it into your daily life? So maybe it's not possible for you to get to the gym to take that time away, but when you get home, could you ask your partner if they want to go for a walk outside in nature together around the block, even if it's a half an hour? Or can you take your child and take them for a walk in their pram or their stroller and just get out and be amongst nature and feel the elements and feel it in a different way? It doesn't have to be the conventional pumping iron at the gym that everyone thinks to get into shape. Like just gentle, loving exercise to your body every day will make such a difference.
Absolutely. And that, my friends, is self-care for parenthood.
Ah, yeah.